So today we will discuss what is VPN, why VPN, okay, the types of VPN and the protocols used in the VPN. So what is VPN? VPN carries private network traffic over public networks such as internet, and IPsec is a protocol which can be used to provide security in the VPN. So we know about the two protocols, which is Telnet and SSH. So how a Telnet works? For example, here we have created one user, that is user 1, and this is our user 2, which is our R1. So basically here in the Telnet they also make the logical connection, okay, but we know that in the Telnet the data is transferred in the form of plain text. So attacker can easily capture, if attackers will capture this packet, then it can easily read the information, while in the SSH it also creates a logical connection, but it is secure, okay. So if attacker will capture the packet, then data is in the encrypted format, so he have to decrypt it, so that will be a little bit difficult task, okay. So he cannot read the data directly, so SSH is secure than the Telnet. Now the concept of VPN is that suppose we have two sites, one is site 1 and one is our site 2, okay. So suppose it is an XYZ company and it is in the Pune location and it is in the Hyderabad location, okay. So this site 1 and this site 2 will make a logical connection. So this is the concept of VPN. Over the internet they will form the logical connection. So here we have write it down that VPN making logical connection between two sites. So suppose this site 1 have one LAN network which is 10.0/24 and one in the site 2 we have 20.0/24 network. So here suppose in the site 1 which is in the Hyderabad location it has 300 users, and the site 1 which is in the Pune location it has 200 users, okay. Now these 200 users wants to communicate with this 300 users. So for this, to make this communication successful, we are making a logical connection, okay, with the help of VPN. So now what is happening, that these two connection which are our private network, they are becoming one network, okay, with the help of this logical connection, and this logical connection we call it as a tunnel, okay. So we know that SSH and HTTPS also are the secure connection, and they are also making the logical connection. And VPN is also doing the same thing. It is also the secure connection, and it is also making the logical connection. Now what is the difference between SSH and VPN? So suppose this is our user 1, okay, and this is our router. Now this user 1 wants to access this device which is our router 1, okay. For that it makes a logical connection in the secure format. So basically SSH is used for the management of this device, while VPN is for the access this network. Suppose here we have one network which is 10.0/24. So to access this network we create VPN, okay, and this logical connection is known as tunnel in the VPN. Now VPN can be of two types. Let us discuss about site to site VPN. Okay, suppose we have site 1, okay, in the XYZ location, and we have site 2. Now this site 1 will have the peer information of this site 2, and this site 2 will have the peer information of this site 1, and this site 1 will also have the information of the LAN network of site 2, and this site 2 will have the information of LAN network of site 1, okay. So in this site to site VPN there is a concept of DMVPN also, okay. We will discuss this in the later classes. Basically for the multiple branches we created one site like this, okay. So this is the concept of DMVPN. We will continue this in the later classes. So in the site to site VPN we have noted down that a VPN is created between two sites to provide connectivity between the LAN networks. Suppose here we have 10.0/24 and here we have 20.0/24. So to provide connectivity between these two LAN networks, we create VPN between two sites. Now we in the site to site VPN, both the sites will have the information of each other, okay. Now the second type of VPN we have is remote VPN. So basically, suppose we have a mobile device here. Here we have one PC, and here we have some home network. Okay. So with the help of this internet, okay, they are accessing this VPN server appliances, and this VPN server appliances is making a tunnel. Okay. So to access this regional office, they are going through this process, and but this VPN server appliance now doesn't know the network or prefix of this mobile network. Same for all these devices. That's why they are the remote VPN. So in this we have a VPN server and a remote VPN client. Okay, this is our remote server VPN server appliance. Like in the site-to-site VPN, both the sites have information of each other, na? But that doesn't work in the remote VPN. So this mobile device doesn't have all the information of this regional office. Okay. Now VPN can be of cryptographic or non-cryptographic. So what's in the cryptographic? Basically in the cryptographic, security is provided. So this security is provided with the help of two protocols, that is IPsec and GRE over IPsec. We will discuss this in further classes. Okay, and we have non-cryptographic, in which we doesn't have any security. So these there are two protocols, that are MPLS and GRE. So basically in VPN we have some algorithms. Those are symmetric encryption algorithm, asymmetric encryption algorithm, hashing algorithm, and authentication of peer is also done here. Okay, suppose we have two sites, site 1 and site 2. So basically here encryption is gets performed. Okay, so to perform the encryption we need symmetric algorithm. Now this encryption needs one key. Okay, and this key gets distributed with the help of this asymmetric algorithm, and there is a concept of hashing also, which is used for the data integrity. Now in the IPsec we have two tunnels. Okay, for example we have phase 1 and phase 2. Okay, let me tell you here. Okay, so let me scroll it down. So in the IPsec VPN we have two phases. So in the IPsec VPN we have two phases. Okay, first is phase 1. In the phase 1, what happens? Let me write it down first here. So what happens in the phase 1? First thing that happens is negotiation of parameters. What are those parameters? You can learn it with the help of this Hegel. Okay, where S stands for hash, A stands for authentication, G stands for group, and these group are DP element group. In the short we call it DH group, and L stands for the lifetime, and E stands for the encryption. So first time what happens, that these parameters gets exchanged and they agreed upon these parameters. So first time parameters get exchanged and they get agreed upon these parameters. Now second time there is exchange of this DH to securely generate a symmetric key to made a secure tunnel. So basically DH is with the help of this DH they create a symmetric key so that they can form a secure tunnel. Okay, now this DH gets exchanged. After that what happens, within this secure tunnel, authenticate these devices, suppose this is R1, R2 of site 1 and site 2. So after this hash concept will come so that they can authenticate each other. Now they both will generate a key to authenticate with each other with the help of this hash. Okay, so after this negotiation of let me write it down here. First thing that what happens, that negotiation of parameters happen, then there is the exchange of DH to securely generate a symmetric key to make a secure tunnel, and after that negotiation of phase 2 parameters started. Okay, why on the first time we are doing these things in the phase 1? Basically for the security purpose. Basically what happens, if negotiation of phase 2 tunnel will happen in the insecure format, okay, basically then attackers can get the information of the algorithms which will use. Suppose here we are using DES. Okay, right now there is no tunnel for the first time. So if there is no tunnel, then that is unsecure. Okay, in the insecure, if this negotiation will happen, then attacker can capture these parameters and then it can attack the network. But that's why we use two phases, phase 1 and phase 2. Basically what is the role of phase 1 and phase 2, or we can say tunnel 1 and tunnel 2. Here we create two tunnels. In the tunnel 1, basically what happens, negotiation of, why we create tunnel 1? We create tunnel 1 for the negotiation of second tunnel. Okay, so that parameters of second tunnel will happen in the tunnel 1. And remember one thing, that if whatever the parameters you are using here, you will use same parameters on this site also. If you are using DES on the site 1, then you have to use DES on the site 2 also. Okay, but if you are doing this, you can use different parameters on tunnel 2. Okay, suppose this is site 1, this is site 2. So in the tunnel 2 you can use AES here, but it should be same on both the ends. Okay, but it can be different from the first tunnel. Okay, now these parameters will get exchanged. Now what happens in the tunnel 2? Basically in the tunnel 2, data will start flow in the secure, or we can say secure tunnel. Okay, so that's why we create two tunnels, so that negotiation of tunnel 2, which is our main tunnel in which our data will get flow, though that tunnel we have to make it secure. How we are making it secure? By making its negotiation on the tunnel 1. Okay, so that attacker cannot capture it. What capture? To capture the parameters of tunnel 2 of phase 2. Okay, so that is the concept of these both the phases.